Hello, we're in England, and I'm going to do just a really quickie video about this artist, Pierre Bonnard. And again, I've just come across by accident this catalogue, and it's actually sort of a Royal Academy catalogue of an exhibition. And the thing about this thing is it's dated 1966, and in 1966 the art scene in England was far different to what it is now. But the thing that really gets me about this book isn't the content necessarily about this artist. It's all the stuff at the beginning about the situation in London, the art situation. And I was very surprised when I started looking at this part of the catalogue. So I'll just go through it very, very briefly. Royal Academy of Arts, London, 1966. And he goes to all the people who are in charge. And it's extremely tedious and over the top, because all the people are a collection of all the who's who's. And apart from the people running the Royal Academy, just to give you an example, they have offices, honorary members ex officio, honorary academicians, honorary retired academicians, senior academicians, associates, senior associates, professors. So we've got, for example, Sir Basil Spence, who was an architect who built, Scottish architect who built, for example, Coventry Cathedral. And he lived in Malta at the end of his life, New Passmore, Richard England, all those sort of people. And there are other people in here who I recognise as well. Some of them are book writers and experts, and there's this variety of names. Sir John Gore, advice on catalogue. There's all these people in here who you recognise the names. So Henry Moore, John Ward. I've got a picture by John Ward, Sir John Ward. We'll go through it, see who else I know. Don't know, but I have stuff from. Dame Laura Knight, we've got two pictures by her. Russell Flint, we've got one by him. So these people were running the show. Edward Arditsone, I don't have anything of his, but I think he's got quite good stuff. So there's all these people. Hugh Castle, we've had one of his. And they're a desperate clique. It's if you're not in the clique, it's soul destroying. This clique here is beyond watertight, socially, economically, geographically, professionally, and each of these people will protect each other's back and do favours. And anyone working for these people, a printer, a gallery, a shipping company, a supplier of paint, a supplier of ink, they will all follow extremely loyally, especially in 1966. And it's a very similar thing now. This here is a lesson for anyone who wants to understand the art market. Just for a minute, forget what this Frenchman's painted. You've got to understand what's going on here. It's the Royal Academy in London. These are the people running the show. Next one. This is even worse. List of contributors. This is a list of people who put pictures into this exhibition. It gives a list of the names of the owners of the pictures. And most of the pictures are institutions, but does list the private individuals. For example, the Sainsbury's in England, the supermarket people appear twice. There are collectors from America, New York. There's a lot of Jewish money in here from England and outside England. Victor and Albert. There are people I've never heard of. People have heard of Tate Gallery, Museum of the Annunciation, Saint-Tropez has put a picture in. So it's quite an interesting read as well. Again, it shows you what's going on. These are the people who buy these damn things, have them and don't sell them, and then show off and lend them out. And then beyond that, you have the chat. The chat It's by Charles Wheeler. There were different Charles Wheelers, but this Charles Wheeler was an academic, another person we need to know about. Then it goes on about the price of getting into the exhibition. It's a short Sunday, and it's cheaper on a Sunday to go. It tells you about the restaurant, when the restaurant's open as well. And then, of course, we've talked about all the London stuff. And then it goes on about what is in the exhibition, of course. So we have Pierre Bonnard. So he's 1867 to 1947. And if I had to describe his stuff, I don't know anything about him. I'll just look at the whole thing. I would say he is using vivid colours. I would say the palette is very much like Van Gogh. I would say the pictures are particularly French-looking, Victorian era and Edwardian era. But I've always struggled with finding differentiate between the different French impressionists. Whether it was, if someone said to me, "Is this a Toulouse-Lautrec or a Monet or a Manet?" I would nod and say, "Okay." I don't know, but we'll look anyway. This is Pierre Bonnard by Dennis Sutton. Dennis Sutton's another one of these people. We've got books by him, and he probably did some early television as well. So this is telling you the social background about this artist. And I'm afraid that I quite often see artists in England, and it will be the same in Malta. It is the same in Malta. Sometimes you see a very good artist who hasn't got the network or the momentum to pay for production. So an artist he or she can keep going, making the stuff, whether or not it sells. You do see some artists start, who are good artists, but they can't sell it because they're not organised or right place. And they don't sell it, so they stop doing it. And then you see other artists which are horrible artists who manage to sell stuff. And of course, they continue to sell stuff and make stuff. So because you can't say, therefore, the valuable stuff is the best stuff, because some of the good artists don't ever get the marketing right. So their stuff's not worth anything. No one collects it, no one wants it. No one wants to be seen with it. So you've got to understand that this stuff, before we get to the pictures, this is the reason why some artists are worth a lot and some are not. This is the reason some artists are successful and some are not. So Passmore, for example, had a marketing machine to envy anyone else of all. He could make anything and it would sell in multiple situations. And it's this machine I'm trying to explain, this marketing machine in London, the London art market. It's networking, it is a clique, of course it is. And it's self-perpetuating and it's self-justifying, and it is a semi-social privilege, pride, showing off sort of thing. That's what it is. Okay, Bonnard. We go back. I keep digressing. He does adverts. Those are very much like Toulouse-Lautrec to me. It's the costume. It's the style of the words. It's the poses. It's the Belle Epoque. Everyone in France is happy. There's money. There's no war, there's alcohol, there's festivity, there's dancing, there's music, there's grand design and wealth, and the art shows that. There's nudity, there are females, and I wouldn't say he's a brilliant draftsman, but of course, see, he doesn't like faces. That face, the girl's turning away. In that face, the person's looking away, doesn't want to paint the face. I don't actually think he's that good at it in terms of the faces. I think he's very good in terms of mood and composition and colours and texture. These are not, in my opinion, good faces. I'm no good at doing faces when I paint, but why should we congratulate an artist who is not good at doing bodies? He's not good at doing bodies. He's got a style which is good, and he was in the right, like I say, in the right place at the right time. An artist in France in the late 19th century was going to do well if they were in the right place. So it's very French, very colourful, and of course hugely expensive. But as I say, I'm going to repeat myself, I know, but I think the lesson for me in this catalogue is the list of the people, the patrons of the Royal Academy. It is the people who own the damn pictures. They hold sway, and the artist is just part of the machine. Okay, hope I haven't bored you.